Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the PM session. We're trading the close as usual. You know how we roll. We're gonna start today. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we are audible. Oh. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be speaking about a few things, and I need to give a shout out to. I need to give a shout out to. Okay, we'll get into that. So, before before we get into a lot of things, do not forget to like and subscribe, and leave your comment and tell me what you think as we are going into the PM session. Mm, yeah, something is happening today. Yeah, okay. Something is happening today. Oh God, I'm tired. Okay. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's start. So, today we know that Nasdaq and S&P 500 took a hit as the ending season. So I think yesterday we saw, was it JP Morgan's took a hit in earnings, and today just not confirm how did the earnings go today, but we really took a hit on the earnings. And then also there was PPI today as well that we'll speak and move into. Okay, it seems like I'm lagging. They just not confirm how did the earnings go today, but we really took a hit on the earnings. Then also there was. Okay, you'll pardon me if I lag in between. I don't know what's happening, but oh God, today I need to sleep early. I've not slept early in a while. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. I will discuss everything and explain everything to you. But for today in the PM session, uh, quickly we see Nasdaq is almost down 1.7%, coming into that fair value gap and range here. I think those are one of the things that I have to target. But honestly, the overall target for day trading, um, it should be this weekly. Oh, we have taken weekly low. Oh, so look, I think looking at S&P 500, it could be, it will be coming in to take out the weekly low, and it might reverse after taking out a weekly low to get something. Ah, come on, man, to get something like that and push back to the upside. But for tonight, I don't know what's happening today. This computer is a bit slow. For tonight, we've seen the market after the AM session consolidated for a while. Could it be? I don't have a buyer set. It could be coming for that low before it reject back to the upside. Looking at also Nasdaq, there's an immediate target that maybe you could look into, and also this move here could be just a liquidity sweep of that low and reject back to the upside. So I'm just trying to move very carefully in that range, because just consolidating, it's just a range. Immediately after a range, a lot happens, but there's something that I need to state here. We broke below, which left that area. I just want to see the reaction here as we get to this 5 minutes fair value gap. Will this 5 minutes fair value gap hold? I might look for shorts, because if the 5 minutes fair value gap hold here, because I was hoping that as we open, we're gonna close above, have an vision of that 15 minutes fair value gap, and the 5 minutes fair value gap, perhaps to get something like that. and a continuation to the previous fair value gap that it left. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. By the look of things, we seem to be we seem to have just gotten a break of structure here for continuation lower, held that 5 minutes fair value gap. That's one thing I'm saying. I could look for shorts because it held that 5 minutes fair value gap with a breaker, and then immediately afterwards it moved to the downside. Um, and then after the break to the downside, could it get a reaction, a reaction like this? Get a reaction like that. Perhaps that reaction could be something that you could look into. So I think that's what I'm looking for the PM session. Oh, blood. Mm. So I'm just watching to see what's gonna happen here, man. I'm just moving very careful, very careful. But we'll start to discuss any other thing that will be coming in. We'll discuss the PPI day. Today there was PPI. We have reacted on this 15 minutes per value gap. Just gonna be looking at the 1 minute because we see this reaction here. If we invade that direction, we are likely now it's gonna go to the upside. So we see the reaction on that 15 minutes per value gap. If it starts to give a rejection, perhaps I could look for a trade lower. Oh, my computer today, it's so slow. And I'm lagging. This frustrates the hell out of me. Ooh, look at that. Look at this. Hmm. Just wondering if we will get a reaction here. Honestly, I'm wondering if we're gonna get a reaction here. Uh, I'm honestly wondering. Could we get a reaction here, Messi? Hmm. Something like this could work, eh? Wanna attempt some shots, yeah. I'm honestly gonna attempt shots, yeah. Yeah. It is not tapped into where I want, but I think I will set up my limit here. Where it is, I'm jumping on immediately. Yep. I mean, so I just took, I've just taken, hey, English. Oh, come on. I've just taken this trade, yeah, stop loss above the high. But I just took a small position given the fact that I am hoping, this will sound weird. I am hoping that then this next 5 minutes, it still reacts and reject and come back to this low. But if it continue to the upside, have this inversion above, I'm gonna look to go long. But now, let me attempt the shorts. Let me attempt the shorts, yeah. I guess today we'll speak about the other things later, Nyana. But don't forget to like and subscribe. This is not an A plus setup per se, but should be decent as well. Let's see how the trade played out. Tanuneno. I hope I'm saying your name right. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. There is that possibility. I considered it. That's why I said I will take a good decent small position. Yeah, there is that possibility. The reason being is I took it is because we consolidated throughout the day, throughout now during the AM session. I mean the during the lunch hour break, and we saw S&P 500 fail to and it reacted. Oh, come on, let me remove this. What happened to my phone? It's off. Go charge it in my room. In my room. In my room. And then it reacted on that 5 minutes fair value gap and then rejected all the way down. So it came back, rejected, break below, leave that. So I'm hoping for reaction there. That's what the reaction I was hoping for. Um, unless it gave an invasion on S&P 500, I mean on Nasdaq, perhaps I was gonna look into going up with it. So Tanuneno, look, anything is possible. Anything is possible, but for me, I was hoping that since this didn't close above, the next one, this next 5 minutes doesn't close above it, it just come back, rejects, and close bearish. But doesn't seem to be closing bearish, but I'm in after all. Yes. I'm not. Wait, now you see. So you use my phone now. You want to watch TV? Take. You can take it. It's fine. You can take it from I'm busy now. You can use it. My phone is just off. Okay. So what do you want? So you're not gonna use you're not gonna watch TV. You can. I'm serious. So kids. So let's see how this trade go. If it close above, as I explained, I'm gonna look for longs. But for now, I'm attempting this shorts. I'm not so sure. Please check Tickmill if Tickmill it's what's this term? If Tickmill it's registered with your financial accreditation in India. So Tickmill, I'm in South Africa, is registered with the FSP. So yeah, I'm good on my side, but just confirm with that. And if it is, then definitely consider consider using it on click in the link in my bio. I prefer it. The spreads are quite tight on 1 minute time frame. That is why I use it. Mm. Okay, the trade is not looking good. So that was a sweep to go to the upside. So, but reduce the volume a bit. So things like this happens. So as I said, if it breaks above, I'm gonna look for long. I'm gonna look for long. Still holding. I'm still having this 5 minutes for value gap. Close above. I'm definitely gonna look for longs. I don't think the trade will hold though. Let me see S&P 500. Yeah, already it's at that high, so the trade's not gonna hold. Okay, I'm out. Okay, I'm out here. Trade didn't hold. So which means the good ascension to the downside was just liquidity sweep. Um, and I jumped exactly on it, but it's fine. Let's see if you're gonna get an invasion of this 5 minutes here. This will be liquidity sweep, push to the upside. Can it close above the high, leave this fair value gap and a breaker around here? Because if it gives a good candle to the upside, it's likely gonna leave this fair value gap here with a breaker, and then I'm gonna look for a reaction like this. Um, but let's wait and see. Have you subscribed, Tanuna? Yes? Huh? Jews come be aboard. Huh? Oh, you're crazy. No, you can't drink on a bottle. Don't be old to drink on a bottle. I said no. You want drink? Eh? All right, I'll give it to you. Not in bottle, Tombo. You're old for bottle. So it's holding that fair value gap here. We are old for. You're old for bottle, Tombo. You're such a small boy. I'll give you now. So if that closes above, it gives me a good opportunity to take my last trade for the day at that area here. Yeah, yeah. Gonna attempt it. The last one will be here. This close above, breaker above. Let me see 15 because might be missing something. Oh, shucks. Okay. Should I attempt? I'm not gonna attempt this trade. Okay, let me think. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Okay. I've taken the first loss. I'm gonna make my last attempt for the day. gonna attempt something like this. So this will be my last attempt for the day. Do not forget to like and subscribe and tell me what you think. Yeah, let's go do other things and then I'll just mark this. As we get back to it, it will notify us. I said I'll give you. So I just have to jump now. I'm gonna give you in a cup. Ne? Come. I'm gonna give you in the cup. Just get this boy something. Are you a small boy from? I'll give you another clear, it's fine. Such a small baby. I hate you. Aye. It's fine. You know what I'm thinking of? Such a. Hey, you small boy. It's fine like this. You know, when you're bored, you just want food. Yeah. Small boy. Okay, gentlemen, I did set up the limits. Uh, let's go ahead and do all other important stuff, okay? Let's get into it. Oh, God. I don't know what I was thinking, but no, it's fine. Where do we start? Okay, let's start here. Yeah, as I said earlier today, there was core PPI, retail sales, PPI, retail sales as well. So you can see there was cooling in PPI, there was cooling in the producer price index, which is, it seems like inflation is cooling, and we saw CPI yesterday came out at 2.7, exactly the same. So this wouldn't be a surprise that there's indication of cooling in CPI, which is good in terms if you are holding loans. It's good. It's a very good thing in this regard because Feds are likely gonna go cut rates again. But retail sale is doing well, 0.6%, also 0.5%, which is up again. So the economy seems to be, which is just went up, which seems like there's good activity in the economy. People are in there and they're participating in the economy. That's why we see retail sales up a bit. But with that being said, let's just quickly look at after PPI today. Honestly, we just only see Nasdaq and China 50. Those are the only things that are there in our top setup in the tech in the hedge finder done by A1 Trading. So Euro GPY, NZD GPY, China 50 on the bearish side of GPP AUD, and I'll speak about GPP AUD. I don't normally trade Euro CHF, NZD CHF, but anyway. So I said I want to speak about inflation data today. Let's speak about CPI, PPI. Sorry. Hmm. There is a problem. Oh no. Oh, PPI. PPI. Are we reporting a delay in PPI numbers? No. There is a mistake here. PPI, not CPI. Oh, this is a year over year. Sorry. Year over year PPI said 2.7%. Okay. That's fine. And this cooling thing, I think it gives a fair enough room for them to cut rates. And I think I just discussed that the reason for the Fed's cutting rates will be the jobs data. So the labor market is not doing well. So the reason for the rate cuts is to save the labor data. So PPI today was very important for us to get an idea what we'll be looking at, and also looking in the housing in the housing sector as well, just an indication of this long, this thing have not been updated for a while. This is a long, okay, it's fine. I don't know, man. But yeah, economic growth. There was retail sales today. I wanted to speak about. Okay, H finder is not updated. The H finder is a bit slow today. It is not updated retail sales till the 16th. Were we reporting the 16th ever since the shutdown? Look, I need to correct this. I need to check with the team that is doing the H finder, because this is a old P retail sales numbers. But anyway, it's fine. Let's look at the top setup because these things are just a bit, yeah, outdated for now. I will confirm with the team to see what's happening. But anyway, GBP AUD. I'm gonna look at Euro JPY because I'm looking for a trade on Euro JPY. Look, I'm not gonna speak about Nasdaq. Nasdaq is down, yes. If Nasdaq was, what is this word on is? If Nasdaq was bullish on the H finder, if Nasdaq was bullish on the H finder, I was gonna look for longs on that support already there to look for a trade like this. However, uh, Nasdaq has lost its bullishness on the H finder, and if you see the H finder, Nasdaq does not have any bullish thing. So that is why I'm not even going to speak about it and waste time on it. H finder, just know that Nasdaq, it has lost its scoring on the H finder, so it's not there. I'm not even going to look at the technicals to say on the long term I'm going to look to buy Nasdaq. Yes, it looks like it will be a good buy for Nasdaq. However, or US index. Oh, come on, man. What am I doing? For the US indices, however, for me, I will love it more even if it takes another dip, something like that. That will give me a better risk to reward. Let me see how many percent down from the high. Let me say from the high to maybe where I'll get. It's about 2.9%, 3% is not a stretch. Or if not, I'll get something like a 5% down movement, then that will give me a better risk to reward. As I said, a better reward will come in if it comes back that low or if it goes back all the way down. So all these two moves, yeah, these two move in this region will give me a better. So this two move here, as I was been taking the trade here, you could take a trade. I could have been long if Nasdaq was on the edge finder, but it's not there. This technicals on that, it's good, but a good risk to reward. You get it if it comes back and hold that support, or all the way down to hold that support. And as I was explaining before, I didn't change uh was if the move goes back all the way down, that's 1.6%. But from the all-time high, Nasdaq will be down. That's S&P 500, 2.95% or 4.92%. It's not a true stretch to get such a moves because I think they are doable in this crazy market with Trump in place. So you just have to note that in terms of US indices, it's nothing interesting. But since the H fund has given us a bullish reading on, when we check closely, just given us a bullish on Euro JPY. Silver also is bullish. Gold is also bullish. And remember that gold might be bullish because of a lot of things that are happening between China, Venezuela. Now I see Iran, it's involved. Just a lot of politics that are happening in that regard. So that is why maybe gold is still holding its bull. But in terms of technicals, Euro JPY is still bullish. Gold and silver, they're still bullish. And also, as I explained earlier, Venezuela, America is doing a lot of things. Maybe that is why we are losing a lot of data. I mean, that is why we're still bullish because there's a lot of sentiments towards bullishness in terms of in terms of the US in terms of gold and silver. But with that being said, before we discuss a lot of things, as I saw there that on the forex side, Euro JPY it is bearish. No, Euro JPY is bullish. Why I'm saying bearish? I'm tired. So Euro JPY, I'm waiting for a retracement to this low. If it gets to this low, I am gonna look for longs. I think will be a 183.419. That's why I'll be looking to go long on Euro JPY. I think it's a fair price just a breakout above. It could hold that support honestly and continue, but I prefer coming back to the support, yeah, to hold that support, then look for longs. I love that it's already retracing lower. If it gives a better retracement again, anyway, if it gives a better retracement again to that low, then I'm going to look for longs. But also, you saw that GPP AUD, it is bearish. I don't know what I'm talking about. I said GBP AUD right now. So GBP, look at that. GBP AUD, my limit was there. It seems like it's rejecting, but I'm still hoping that it can reject at that point and come back there and roll over to look for lower prices. So I'm still hopeful that we might get GBP AUD. I am bearish on it. While speaking about gold and other things, I think it will be a waste of a lot of time because we see what gold has been happening with gold. Gold has been a best for the coming for the past few days. For me, I'm just standing outside. I have no positioning at all. Really? I have no positioning at all on gold. No any other special, what do you call this? Any other come on, man. Any other metals, precious metals. Uh, Same thing as silver. I'm not even going to discuss it further because, anyway. Um, so speaking of now, all the US indices and the pairs I'm looking for, we're looking at gold. We're looking at the South Africa. Look at this. We're looking at the US dollar. The past 2 days has been having a very good move to the upside, but could it hold this support and start again to continue holding, coming back lower? Because anyway, Feds are really interested in cutting rates. But speaking about Feds interested in cutting rates, let me look at the 10-year Treasury yield. 10-year Treasury yield. Hmm. So you see that we've been conservative. So if it starts to roll over, coming back lower, you'll now have an idea that it seems like the bond market is pricing in for rate cuts. And I think this first quarter we might get one rate cut. Hold on for me. Yeah. Uh, Huh? What's my first? What do you know about fair women? Aye. You're also drinking the thing, Kapotle. Aye. You're not getting that. Yeah? So, so the Fed will be looking into, yes, drink or drink. The Feds will be looking to cut rates anyway, 400 cuts for the year. But let's speak about the rest of the fundamentals, guys. Then I'm gonna call it a day and look at our day trading positioning. So let's go. Uh, the South African market. Come. So the South African market, let's come to the JSA. So the JSA today, the SA top 40 break even is down 0.01%. So there's not much movement in there. On the top gainers today, we see Sasol taking a very good move again, continuing to be a top gain again today. Yesterday it was up 3%. Today it's up 5.63%, Glencore 3.71%. And the rest, I think the top two is Glencoe and Sasol, but I'm more interested in Sasol because yesterday did quite well as well. On the top losers, you have Growth Point is down 3%, MTN 2%, and the Bitvet and Sanlam and Mr. Price. Mr. Price is still a top loser today, is still getting a hating, which is down 1.46%, Sanlam 1.49%. Um, so those are the things. Those are the top losers for in the JSE today. In the JSE as it closed around 5 today. So that's what you have seen. But I'm more interested in looking at Sasso. Again, instead it was up 3% today. It's up. It's up 5%, which Sasso the past few days has been a bit. It's been doing quite well. And could we be benefiting from oil prices? We'll also look at oil prices to really determine if Sasol is benefiting from the oil prices or what. But look at that. Sasol. Sasol. Spoke about this yesterday that it held that support. I do hold Sasol shares. And the immediate target will be this. Hey, hi, Magda. How are you? Malani, how are you? Sorry, my son just woke up now. So Uh, where was I? So it held that previous support. You could have entered long here, pushed to the upside, entered long again on that support because it held that support quite well. And we are still pushing. The target will be 128.8682 Rand for Sasol with your immediate target if you are looking into trading it. I do hold Sasol shares. I bought at 89 Rand. So that's doing well for Sasol. I'm quite doing well for Sasol right now. It's been a share that I've been looking into. Also, there was a move that you could have gotten there. That's why I spoke about the strong support on Sasol. And immediately afterwards, we see Sasol moving back to the upside, which is doing quite well. So Sasol, you could have added a lot of position if you wanted to, which is a very, very good it's a very, very good stock to hold now, given the fact that it was down very dismal for the past few years. So as we close today, I'm hoping that as it goes up, we might take out this immediate high. Um, so for the year, so Sasol, I don't want to make any prediction for the year, but Sasol is a very good. It has high growth potential for now that we could look into going very high with Sasol. For the past 2 days, been doing well. So this will be your immediate target. But anyway, 147 Rand could be another target for Sasol. But overall, I will want to see Sasol coming back to the 500 Rand per share, 600 Rand per share. And then that will be a very good move for Sasol. So Sasol in this range, it's still a very good buy. So as you look into buying more shares for Sasol, if it breaks above that high, it's a good opportunity also to say, I am still gonna look for short for longs as it goes back there and still hold more shares and add to your position at 147 Rand per share. So those are the moves that Sasol is making. Look, you have to still look at the fundamentals for Sasol as to why it's benefiting a lot. And I did say now that I just really want to see is it benefiting also from all prices. But there is something that I need to show you guys as well. But Sasol, big win for the week so far. Let me see US oil. Let me see US oil before we continue with the rest of the stuff. Here we go. US oil is up for 1.4%. So, and there is though other possibilities of why we see Sasol being the greatest winner for the past few days, and we'll go into that. But so far, the South African stock exchange is doing quite well. On the indices side, I did speak about South African top 40 is just at break even. Nothing much movement on the on the South African indices. While when you look at ETFs, I'm really interested in seeing which ETF benefited a lot this week. Still, Absa Capital, New Wave Silver, still benefiting from the silver growth lately, and is doing quite well. Yesterday it was up about 2 or 3%. I beg to be corrected. Today it's up 2.18%. Uh, in terms of percentage growth, it's followed by Standard Bank ETN as well. But other than that, bigger. Somebody went. Eh, are you a baby? Okay, let me give you such a baby. Uh, no, give me what, let me give it to you. It's up 2%, 2.18%. As I said, the US index is doing quite well, and I have news on bonds. I'm not going to speak about bonds here, but I have very good news on bonds. You're going to school, boy. Don't ask me why. Yeah, Michelle. They're boring. You are boring. Why are you a baby and drink milk? Sis, leave my books alone. I said leave my books from book. Take, drink. I could have baby. Drink. I'm never giving you my phone ever again. Okay, sorry for that, guys. If there's any question, I will answer. Let me just quickly go through this. Okay, let's get into it. We spoke about all these things. I'm not even gonna go into the economics of it. But in terms of economics, I think this is a very important space to touch on. I know we all know South African unemployment rate it's quite high, but when you have our interest at 6.75%, unemployment at 1.9%, close to 32%, while CPI is 3.5%, which is quite well. I think it's at its lowest for the longest time. It's at its lowest for the longest time. Um, CPI inflation. It's at its lowest for the longest time. I wish to say that. Inflation. Hold on. So I just want to show you how low the South African inflation year over year is. It's at its almost lowest for the longest time. So it gives also the South African Reserve Bank to also cut rates um, at some point. So I'm gonna go to a monthly time frame just for you this. Look at this. The lowest it was one. The lowest it went was about 1.99%, about 2%. That's inflation. And that was during COVID, which was very abnormal. Uh, but also from 2021 again, it was at 2.75%. And today, to this year, we saw around last year, we saw the inflation at 2.6%, now 3.2%. So there is high possibilities for the Fed now to cut rates given the circumstances of how well the inflation story is in South Africa. I don't know if it makes sense. If you leave a question when I'm done mumbling here, I will just get into them if I can answer them, because I am not a professional, but just a guy playing with the market and sharing a bit of my learnings with you. Um, with interest rate at 6.75, where I really need to speak about it. But before that, let's start with Sasol. I spoke about Sasol, that Sasol, if you look at Sasol overall, dailies, we spoke about 6.3%, monthly is up 18%, yearly it's up 27.98%. So Sasol has been a very good beneficiary of the offshore investors. We see an offshore of investors coming into South Africa, and a proof of that, as we're speaking about the interest rate in South Africa being at 6.75 and the US being at 3.75, if I'm not mistaken, or 85, if I'm not mistaken, and possibility of more rate cuts, we started to see this phenomenal happening now. Look at that. The offshore investors bought South African stocks and bonds last week. I think South Africa so offshore investors bought a net of 4.23 billion rand of South African stocks last week, and that includes the bond Johannesburg Stock Exchange that I showed on Wednesday. The net purchase of bonds totaled 23.96 billion rand. Settlement data shown. So basically, these are just the current exchange rate, which South Africa is doing well in that regard as well, which is a very good thing for South Africa, starting to look. It's not. I'm not saying it's attracting investors in terms of investing directly into the development of the country, but in the JSE, there are actually a lot of offshore investors where they're buying stocks and South African bonds, and the reason for the offshore investors buying bonds, it's because now we see when you compare the interest rate between South Africa and the USA, it's better to hold the South African bonds because it pays more in interest. So that was a phenomenon that I wanted to guys to speak about, which it's a very beautiful thing for the South African economy. I hope I hope it makes sense. I hope it makes sense. I hope it makes. Oh shucks, what do I want to do? I hope it makes sense, man. I hope it makes sense. If you have any question below, I will go into them now. Um, as we move into the day trading. Nothing much is happening. Yeah. Okay, it has failed to come back to take me on a trade. I was looking for this trade. It seems like it's continuing to the upside. Yeah, there is possibility of coming back to me. I'm not gonna remove my limit as yet. Um, I'm not gonna remove my limit yet. But before I call it a day, I am waiting for a move like this. Okay, let's see if anyone has anything they said. I'm a boring guy. You want to teach me something? Do not forget to like and subscribe. Jump in there. One has anything they said. What the hell's happening here? No, while waiting for this, guys, I will call it a day myself. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate all of you. Do not be hesitate to join me tomorrow. Again, same time, same place. You know how we roll, guys. I always appreciate you joining me, and I always love your support in our live. Let's get me to 500 subscribers. I'll truly appreciate that. The road now is the road to 200 subscribers. As you come in and watch this later, don't forget to like and subscribe and help me improve our stream. Just leave a comment and tell me where to improve so we can have a better experience, all of us. Other than that, this was the Akore Fumo show, and see you again tomorrow. Have a blessed night and have a blessed